Hey guys! Okay, so I just had to share something real quick. I was studying this week our parenting homework that my husband and I are taking for the next 13 weeks or so, and I came upon this passage. It was talking about our children, and our homework was talking about our children and the birth order roles and some of the characteristics that we see. And one of them was for the firstborn child, and I'm a firstborn, and there were some characteristics that I recognize. Firstborns tend to be very organized. They're kind of bossy. They have leadership qualities. They like to follow the rules, and they try to control. They're not always controlling, but they like to have control of things. And so those are some of the characteristics I recognized in my own daughter, and so who is a firstborn, obviously. And they shared this passage in the Bible, and to give you a little bit of context, it's Mark 9, chapter 9, verse 35. And in the context, the disciples were, as they were traveling to Capernaum, they were discussing who was the greatest leader among the 12 of them, who was the best. And you probably recognize that argument in your household. If you're a mom or a parent, you probably recognize siblings saying, I'm the best, no, I'm the greatest, or, even football teams or sports teams probably recognize those arguments. Who's the greatest of them all? And disciples who were with Jesus who were arguing about this very thing. And I loved that Jesus asked them, what were you discussing? Even though he knew what they were discussing, he still asked them. And they didn't say anything. They were kind of very silent because he knew that they probably shouldn't have been discussing who was the greatest. And I loved this passage. And it said, in Mark chapter 9, verse 35, it said, and he sat down and called the 12. And he said to them, if anyone would be first, he must be last of all and servant of all. And this is a huge one, especially for leaders, because sometimes those of us in leadership positions, or we had leaders, people who were above us, or they had a lot of control or say in an organization, we felt more like how do I describe this? They were very bossy, and they weren't compassionate, and they didn't serve people. It was more like they were happy they had a position where they could look down on somebody, or they didn't serve anyone. It was mainly for themselves, or they looked at the leadership role as an opportunity to gain respect, and for people to just say, look at me, I look at all that I've achieved. But that's not leadership. That's being a boss. That's being a dictator. That's not a servant heart. And I love that Jesus is clear that if you want to be a leader, that is great. God has created in us leadership qualities, and there's opportunities for us to help people and be in charge of something. We've seen throughout the Bible when God appoints a leader in the Bible, and it impacts them and empowers them to do the things that he has called them to do. But remember, leadership is about being a servant. You are the last. You are to be on your hands and knees serving people and loving people and being compassionate for people. It is not about you. Remember, your leadership, your ability to be a leader is so that you can bring glory to God, and that it's not so that people can look at you, but it's so that you can point people to Christ. And so when you are a leader, if you are a leader, it is important to remember that no matter what, yes, it's incredible. The opportunities that come your way can be mind-blowing and exciting, and lots of changes happening. But remember, your job as a leader is to serve people. It is not so that you can be glorified in your position, but is so that you can bring glory to Christ. I hope that encourages you. If you have any questions or kind of want to share your experience as being a leader, or maybe some struggles, or if I can pray for you in any way, would love to connect with you on my Facebook page, www.facebook.com/TiffanyHarper.online. Would love to connect with you. Or always, you can email me or just comment below in the video comments. So thank you for allowing me to share, and thank you for taking a few moments of your time to watch this video. So I hope that encourages you. Have a great day. Bye.